What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In. My name is Monkey, and this is the beginning of, hopefully the beginning of a new content plan for Digital Dive-In, which is soon to be rebranded. We'll get to possible names and stuff in a moment that I want to talk with you guys about. But for now, what I wanted to do is every Friday put up a video covering all the news from the past week, all the trending news, all the news that we wanted to cover. Video games and movies and TV and basically anything nerd related, like basically a week in nerd. So this is my first time doing it. Obviously I'm doing it alone. I don't have anyone else with me today, unfortunately. Walter was supposed to come on, but he couldn't make it. Also, I got my thinky juice. This is my smart juice. This helps me think and helps me talk. Anyways, so I broke it down, all the news from this past week, and want to talk. There's a lot that happened in the video game world. Not a lot that happened in the movie world, besides Robert Pattinson as Batman, but we covered that on Wednesday. And if you missed that video, which a lot of people did, only got like 9 views. I'm not sure why. We were kind of late, but that also happened last week. But if you missed that video, you can find it on our channel page. But anyways, touching on video games first, huge week for PlayStation. PlayStation's been making a ton of waves this whole week, starting off with the fact that they've been dropping shit for the PlayStation 5 constantly this whole week, and it's got a lot of people asking, are they going to be announcing a release date soon? I'm thinking that we may get one after E3, since you all know that they're not coming to E3, which, I mean, a few actually developers and companies are not actually going to be in E3 this year, so I think people are just pulling away from E3 altogether. But PlayStation, Sony dropped a few more tidbits on the PlayStation 5. Firstly, it's going to be backwards compatible. It is 100% going to be backwards compatible with all PS4 games. We touched on that a little bit in our last PlayStation 5 video, and I'll link to that in the description below. But basically, what they added here was that the backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 5 will include cross-gen play with the PlayStation 4. This means any multiplayer games that you are going to be playing on the PlayStation 5, if the game is also on PlayStation 4, you'll be able to play with your friends who are on PlayStation 4 who have not upgraded yet. That is awesome. That is something that everyone's been wanting for a while, because, like, I mean, there wasn't so much of a disconnect between PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 purely just because it was such a huge jump in terms of like what was possible. In PlayStation 3, like the PlayStation 3 really like started the whole multiplayer thing. Well, like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 started the whole multiplayer thing. But then when the PlayStation 4 came out, there was so many more games that did that whole multiplayer thing. Plus they made it required to have PlayStation Plus to play online, which it wasn't with PS3. It might be now, but I know it wasn't back in the day. That was one of the things I loved. That's one of the reasons I love PlayStation. But I'm not that mad about paying for PlayStation Plus. Plus, we get free games every month. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. And I will in a moment. When the PlayStation 5 actually does come out, any games that you have that are multiplayer, you're going to be able to play along with people who are still on PlayStation 4. I think that's really, really cool. I think that's a really good step forward for Sony and PlayStation. I think that's something that everyone has wanted for a while, and that will just be fantastic for them. I don't know if Xbox does the same thing. I really have no idea if they do or not, but I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think they support cross-gen crossplay. Moving on, they also leaked a video, and I'll link to everything I talk about in the description below, like I usually do. I try to. Sometimes I miss it because I'm in a rush to get the videos up, and I've been doing late uploads, and I apologize. But PlayStation, or at a conference, I guess, or like a dev kit testing or something, presentation, whatever, someone recorded like a little like pirated video thing like they do in the movies, of a test between PlayStation 5, which is yet still unnamed. We don't know if it's actually going to be called PlayStation 5 or if it's going to be called something weird like PlayStation 1. Fuck you, Xbox. I don't hate. But they put two videos side by side, PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 5 under development, to show you how fast the load time was compared from the PlayStation 5 dev kit, whatever, under development thing, to the PlayStation 4 Pro. So basically what they show, I think it was in Spider-Man, but what was really, really impressive was the loading in game. So when you're like going through the map and everything, the map still has to load. Sometimes either frame rate will drop or the game will just lag. That's what generates lag. Just trying to do so many things at once. So they did like a simulation with the PlayStation 4 Pro. I think it was Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, where they just zoomed through city streets at like Mach fucking whatever. Like you could see, like they first started going at normal speed and then they sped it up really fast, and it had to stop every like 2 seconds or 3 seconds or so, load up the next segment, go, stop, load up, go, stop, load up, you know, the gist. But then they showed the PS5 dev kit and it just went. It just zoomed. It was smooth. Everything was just loading as the camera was going through the map until it reached the destination, which was, I think, Grand Central Station, I believe. I might be wrong, but that's what it looked like. So that is super, super cool. It's talking about how it's going to be like 10 times faster than the PlayStation 4 in terms of loading speeds. And that is wild. There's been so much talk about how the PlayStation 5 is going to be as close to PC specs as a console has ever been, and that's just crazy to me. I think that's going to be so cool, and I am so excited. But on that note, we're continuing on the badass PlayStation freaking trend here. There's a chance that PlayStation is developing all feeling virtual reality gloves. Sony has been getting a lot of patents and a lot of designs made up for their next gen stuff. We touched on these in the past as well. The possibility of a mobile system, we talked about that. That nothing ever came of that one. There's another one, I forget what the patent was, but whatever. This one is basically like gloves that actually allow you to feel anything that's going on in game, which is really cool. And I get some serious like Ready Player One vibes from that shit. Like in Ready Player One, they had the whole suit that like was like, you know, touch sensitive. So anything that was happening in the game, you felt through the suit. And that's wild to me. I think that is so cool. But they have is a Sony PlayStation VR glove patent, credit Sony Interactive Entertainment. So this actually came from Sony Interactive. It just shows like a glove with a bunch of pressure points and numbers and letters and, you know, what a patent actually looks like. But not much is really known about this because nothing's actually confirmed. This is all just like people could just make patents just so no one else can use it, or so they actually get the trademark and shit for it, which makes sense. I mean, Sony likes to do that shit. So this might not have anything to do with PlayStation VR. However, if it does, that would be super, super cool. The patent is specifically for, and this is from Sony Interactive, it says, dynamic gloves to convey sense of touch and movement for virtual objects in HMD, head-mounted display rendered environments. So basically you could like go down like in your VR and like touch grass or something, and you would be able to essentially feel it. Or you could hold a gun and you could feel the gun, probably not the weight of it, but you could feel it. Now, I don't know how that would work with the controllers, if the controllers would be built into the gloves themselves, so you would have like full range of motion in your hands. That would be super, super cool, so you wouldn't have like the things anymore. Because that's the only thing I really don't like about VR, but if you had everything on your hands, like maybe buttons like here on the glove that you could just press and shit, that would be super, super cool. I don't know if that's what it is, but that would be really awesome. So we'll have to wait and see what actually happens with the future of PlayStation VR. I know they're continuing to support it through the PlayStation 5, which means I know they're going to be putting more advancements and more upgrades and stuff for it, which I'm very excited for. I've yet to get any type of VR, but still excited for it. And that actually brings us to our next topic, which is out of the PlayStation realm, but that is the Oculus Quest. So this is a brand new wireless Oculus Rift VR headset. It has brand new controllers, the headset, no wires at all, totally wireless. It looks super cool, and it's already out of stock on Amazon. It's $400. That is wild. $400. I mean, that's the price of a new freaking system, obviously, but that's still freaking super cool. And I think it was the HTC Vive that just came out with their wireless thing, and their Jacksepticeye was talking about and raving about the wireless adapter for his headset. That's really cool. I like VR is just advancing to the point of like you don't need to be hooked up to anything. Everything's just wireless. I'm just waiting for deep, like, full dive VR, like Sword Art Online. God, I just want that. Just, I don't want to die in the game. Apparently, it's launching with original games experiences like Vader Immortal, a Star Wars VR series. Everything is in the headset, which is just that's just wild to me. You get the controllers, obviously. You get the beyond room scales your environment so you don't bump into shit, which is nice. Basically all the stuff you get with the regular VR, but now it's completely wireless, and that's really cool. I know Jake Baldino from Game Ranks, I think on Game Ranks, did a whole review about the Oculus Quest. So if you want to pop over to, shouting Game Ranks out because you guys are freaking awesome. I go to you guys for all my video game reviews. Typically, I put them up before you guys put them up before I do, because you guys get review copies. But anyways, they did a whole before you buy on the Oculus Quest. So I highly recommend you go check that video out. All right. Furthermore, we got some actual video game news, not just video game industry news. So video game news. So the next Call of Duty game. You probably don't want to hear this, but or maybe you do. Who knows? If you're a fan of Call of Duty, right? The next Call of Duty game in 2020 is going to be Black Ops 5. I don't know why. I don't. Black Ops 4 was garbage. I played it like a weekend because one of my friends had it. Actually, my brother had it, I think. He lent it to me, and it was meh. I don't like futuristic Call of Duty games. I like futuristic shooters, but not in Call of Duty. I loved World War II Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty World War II, that game was fantastic. And then they came out with Black Ops 4. And why? Like, that's so lame. I'm so bored with it. And then, I mean, Blackout is like a dead gaming mode right now anyways. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who still play it, but for the most part, it's a dead mode. That's just being real. So that's happening in 2020. Black Ops 5. Whoa. Hopefully they'll actually, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe they'll add like an actual campaign this time, because it's like one of my favorite things about the Call of Duty series is their campaigns, because I haven't seen a really good campaign since like Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is the last really good campaign. Black Ops is okay, but it doesn't top Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. Just saying. Onward and upward. Observation came out this week. It came out on the 21st. I just bought it and downloaded it. Expect a Let's Play of it next week. I put up my first Let's Play episode of What Remains of Edith Finch, which is one of the free games of PlayStation Plus. And I mean, not a lot of people watched it. I live streamed it on my own personal channel, which is, I'm pretty sure, Lucky Shot Monkey or Pat Sands. I think it's just Pat Sands. A few people watched it. More people watched my last episode because I've completely finished the game. And oh my god, the game is so good. I loved it. It was amazing. But I don't know if you guys really want Let's Plays up on the channel. I'm thinking about just doing Let's Plays on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you guys would be interested in that, please let me know in the comments below. There's a lot of things I want you to do in the comments below. I'll make sure to actually let you guys know what my actual Twitch name is when I actually think of it. Probably won't be until Tuesday evening. I usually, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my free nights, so I'll probably end up doing them then. But I'll let you guys know beforehand, so don't worry. Yeah, but just to let you know, the next Let's Play series that I'm going to be doing is going to be Observation. So, be on the lookout for that. That's all we got for video games. It was a slow week for movies, but John Wick came out last weekend. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Parabellum, best freaking name ever also. They actually talk about that in the movie. So good! These movies just keep on getting better and better and better. Although I do wish that they would have given John Wick a few more lines. They really didn't give him like any lines at all. I'm pretty sure this is one of like the least amount of lines that actors ever said in an action movie. It's just like, okay, cool. He just said a few phrases here and there, but it was, regardless, it was badass, and you should go watch it. But on top of that, like right after the John Wick Chapter 3 weekend, they announced John Wick Chapter 4. That's coming out May 21st, 2021. So it's 2 years away. Really sad about that because I want it now. I love that they announced it right after launch weekend. That is the coolest thing ever. However, the director did drop or mention that it may not be a happy ending for John Wick or for fans. I'm not really sure. I didn't read into that article. I'll try to find it and put it in the description, but that's got me worried. The ending for John Wick 3 left a lot of questions. But the last bit I wanted to mention was Terminator Dark Fate. This is the next installment in the Terminator series. We just got a trailer on Thursday, which is the day I'm recording this. So if anything drops after Thursday and we didn't put it on this video, I apologize. I'm only recording this on Thursday, so I have no idea. We'll cover it the following or next week. All right, don't worry about it. But Terminator Dark Fate, it looks okay. A lot of questions in terms of timeline because the timeline's been screwed so many freaking times with Salvation and Genesis and whatever else. I don't know if it's a continuation from the originals. Gabriel Luna is going to be the new villain of this movie, and I always love a good Mexican-American actor. His character looks interesting and kind of looks like what was it, T-1000? I think it's T-1000 was the melty dude. I'm pretty sure. I'm really bad at my Terminator lore. Please don't take my nerd card, please. But yeah, we're getting Arnold Schwarzenegger back as Terminator, and I'm hyped for that. But everything else, it looks okay. It looks like another Terminator movie. But it kind of looks like a combination between Terminator Salvation, or was it Salvation or was it Genesis that had the dude from Avatar as like a Terminator human dude? I forget. But either way, it's kind of like that story again, but with a woman who's also a robot who thinks she's human and fighting another Terminator, melty dude. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator comes back and does shit. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. Arnold Schwarzenegger still got it. He even got drop kicked in the back in South Africa, and he just walked it off. He was like, "What?" That was awesome. I love that. That was so cool. But yeah, that's the thing. Apparently, I forget when that's coming out. I'm bad at this. Apparently, it's coming out in 2019. November 1st, 2019 is when Terminator Dark Fate drops. But yeah, guys, that's all we got for you this week. Leave any comments, concerns, anything I asked about already in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and swipe right on that like button. If you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, please, right now is the best time to do so because we're in the middle of a lot of changes and a lot of things are going to be moved around and different. So hit the subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notified when we go live, and then please share our stuff with all your friends so they can see how awesome we are. Also, at the end of these Friday videos, I want to leave a question that we will cover on Wednesday, the following Wednesday video. So today's question for you guys, which I want you to answer in the comments below, is what are your favorite zombie portrayals, whether it be in movies, TV, or video games? What's your favorite zombies? talk about your choices, and we'll talk about our own personal choices on Wednesday's video. But anyways, guys, hope you like this new addition to the Digital Dive-In world. Thank you all for watching. Stay excellent, and we'll see you in the next Dive-In.